God, I have so much to do. This list is huge. This list is actually huge. First things first, I'm gonna get gas in the Genesis because I just wanna get that out of the way. This car's burning hot. Always gotta cruise with the windows down. That's a given. It's way too hot. I'm gonna let that warm up and then we'll head over and get gas. Okay. When I get back to the shop, first thing I'm doing, I'm taking off the fuel tank bulkhead. I wanna check the fuel pump assembly, the hanger, the lines, everything inside of the fuel tank I wanna check. I'm actually curious if anybody else gets anxiety or if you get like intimidated when you guys are at Costco filling up, because it's like you're on a stage and you have to pump gas on a stage. Like in a normal car, it's not that bad, but if you come to Costco and anything modified, anything slightly nice, I feel like it's so intimidating. Back at the shop, and I think I want to clean a little bit in this video. Last video I told you guys I needed to tidy up, and we need to do that before we get into any diag and maintenance with the S14. If you guys don't know, the fuel tank bulkhead has all the fuel lines going to it. So when you remove the fuel tank bulkhead, you have to disconnect the fuel feed, the fuel return, and I think it's an evap line. But either way, the return, mostly the feed line, is filled with gas. And so right now I'm actually just gonna move the Genesis and the S14, sweep out the garage, bring the S14 back in, and then I'll do a method that will clear the fuel rail, the fuel lines of as much pressure and gas as possible. So basically I'll just kill the fuel pump and then let the car die on its own so it could just use up all the fuel within the lines. That way when we open up the fuel tank bulkhead and disconnect the fuel feed line, there's not gas everywhere. There were a ton of leaves, but the garage is a little bit cleaner now. Cleaned this table off finally. It took a long time. Organized this. All this extra stuff I have here, as well as my tires and like the Genesis stock suspension, just a bunch of stuff. In the future, I want to get a storage unit and put all of this in there. So at home, I just have clear wall, not all the extra stuff. I don't use this stand every day. I'm like, you know, this can be in storage. All the extra tires can be in storage. All the stuff I don't use every day can be in storage, and I just keep like the jack, my jack stands, all the stuff I need on a daily basis. Did you guys hear me grind? I don't know why I did that actually. So here's what I was talking about. I'm gonna cut fuel. Just let it start to die down. There's that sound again. And so now I'm gonna crank it, see if it can start by itself. I wish I had a lift, honestly. It'd be so much easier to just put the car up and check everything. Doing it in the garage at home is a pain. Anyone who works on their car outside in their driveway, props to you. That's how I started with this car. Real quick, if you guys are enjoying the video, if you guys are liking the drone shots and how I'm doing all the uploads, make sure you leave a like so I can know that you guys are enjoying the content. So we got the Honda Ricer hood mod. The sparks on these cars are really easy to take out. Disconnect the connectors for all 4 ignition coils. 10mm bolt, take that up on all 4. Pull these out. I actually have sparks in here, so I just measure out the right size that fits, and then I use that. I'm gonna show you guys how you can tell your engine condition with the spark plugs and how they look. Oh my god. Oh my god, that's a whole freaking snake, bro. Yo, no. No, don't go in the garage. Just coming out of the blue now, spiders. Now we got snakes in the shop. We got snakes around the shop. Another spider. I'm not gonna play. I can't stand y'all, bro. The spark plugs are out and this is not looking good. It's not looking bad, but it's not looking good either. If you guys don't know anything about spark plugs and engine condition based off of the spark plugs, we're gonna talk about it a little bit right now. On the screen, what you're seeing is basically a diagram, and it's just a simplified version to show you what the tip of a spark plug would look like. Within a split second, you can look at these and know the car is running extremely rich, which it is because we're sitting maxed out at AFRs. So the lowest my AFR gauge goes is 10, which the lower the number, the richer. And I'm sure the AFR is technically below 10, and it's just maxing out the gauge numbers. But anytime the engine's open, you always want to make sure it's closed with a towel or something. Plastic, saran wrap, anything. Okay. Now we have to do the hard part, which is taking off the bulkhead. It's never too much fun. Alright, I'm gonna take you guys into the car now. And we have to do the bulkhead. Huh. If the return line is not properly returning fuel into the fuel tank, that would mean that the fuel rail and the injectors in the engine is seeing an excess of fuel pressure, an excess of fuel, and that would explain the rich condition. Look how easily it's turning. And then it's the same thing, push and pull. So the hoses are very loose. It's extremely loose. And so even when the guide is on there, this is moving around. Makes me want to use this sock even though it's dirty. I just finished putting the fuel pump assembly back into the tank. I just want to make note of that somewhere so I know when I start it, it's in my head that there's a different sock on the pump. got the spark plugs out. We saw that the spark plugs were extremely rich, so we know that the AFR gauge is not reading incorrectly. The car actually is running extremely rich. Not much got done, but we started, and that's the good thing. So I'll see you guys in the next one. I appreciate you guys if you watched this far. It means a ton. Go ahead and leave a like, and hopefully we get this problem fixed. All right, bye.
What's good, dude?